So the question is, why study networking? Okay, it's an interest, it's a choice that you make. Now, when we talk about networks, there are various different components or various different streams of networking what you can go on. So, routing and switching, you have security, you have voice, you have video, you can have wireless, data center, and now the most important thing of all, cloud. So it's a choice what you make regarding what stream you want to get into. Okay, so when you talk about routing and switching, we are primarily talking about configuration of a router or a switch, which is the very basic part of a network. Okay, going a little further, it would be voice. So in early days, we used to use the PABX system, which was an analog system wherein they used the analog phones. Now we are moving to the world of IP. We have IP phones which have come into the play and replaced our analog system. So this is a stream where you can concentrate on if you're more interested to learn about the new technologies which have come in the IP telephony world. We're not only sticking on to IP telephony, but we are also talking about video over IP. So video over IP is another main thing which organizations are now focusing on, because largely, an example, just to give us an example, I have two of my locations which are connected through an MPLS connection or an internet connection. We can have a video conferencing setup between our two locations. Now this helps me to avoid the overhead of traveling to another location and getting things done. So I can just sit on my PC, have a conversation with my counterpart who is sitting in another country, or it could be several kilometers apart. The security track. Now when we talk about the security track, you might have heard about the recent incidents about hacking going on, and the word hacker is now common to everyone. So today's organizations have to be ready at any given point of time. They have to be secured. Their networks have to be secured. When we are talking about security, we are talking about a lot of devices which are involved here. It could be, example could be a firewall or an intrusion prevention device, or it could be a VPN device which helps us to securely connect two locations together. So these could be some of the components which could be a part of the security track when we're talking about networking. When we talk about data center, we are talking about a very large setup wherein we have virtual devices which are sitting inside a data center and they need to be interconnected. So data center certifications also are of a very high importance in today's world. We have data centers in our organization. Earlier, we used to have data centers in our organization to store our data locally within our premises. So when the data was within our premises, we need to have extra storage. So as our organization expanded, we need to expand our storage, and then the data center also had to be expanded. So now we are talking about a new concept called as cloud. So everybody is moving to the cloud, all our data is moving to the cloud. So what is this cloud all about? Cloud is nothing but having your devices or having your storage or having your database in a centralized location. Now when we are talking about cloud, we are now moving our data center from on-premises to a centralized location. Now that centralized location could be hosted by you, or it could be hosted by a service provider or a cloud provider like Amazon Web Services, which is now the talk of the town. Everybody is talking about hosting your services on the cloud. So what are the advantages of having cloud computing today? So the advantage of having cloud computing is we don't need to spend on our on-premises equipment. Everything is stored centrally on a specific location, and that data can be accessed from anywhere at any given point of time securely, either by using a VPN connection or a private connection. So cloud helps an organization to reduce the infrastructure cost.